So what up, Harry Mack fans? I am a new fan now too. I'm loving this guy. I'm loving this music. I want to check out a lot more of it. I want to react to more of it. So I'm trying not to go in too heavy. You know, I've mentioned I want to do a rap myself. And then one of the comments this morning I got shared a link with me to this video below. So you know who you are. Thank you. If I wasn't filming on my phone right now, I would call out your name, but I can't. So maybe I'll do that in the comments down below. But either way, let's get into this right now.
I'm working on setup, punchline with no filler. And I'm focused on that. So either I'm going to accomplish the setup, punchline with no filler, or I'm going to go and try to reset on the next one. What's up, y'all? Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. This is going to be a little different than what I normally do.
All right, so look, I'm an old guy. I got weird facial hair. I'm totally not cool, not from the rap side of the tracks. If there's a rap side of the tracks, I don't have any experience with this stuff. And a lot of comments there last week were talking about, hey, dude, that girl that was doing those offbeats, she was doing it right. All I'm saying is I don't think she did it that good. I've heard that. I like that. And usually it's not one person. The volume's the same, well choreographed. Kind of sounds better. I don't know. I found it distracting. I didn't care for it in that song. I do know what it is. I do know what it sounds like. But as far as other rhyme schemes or anything like that, I don't know. So I'm not sure how the audio is in this video because my mic is way over here. Let's bring it in closer right now and get back into this video.
Because this is not going to be a performance as much as it's going to be a window into, a typical Harry Mack freestyle practice session. Not to just talk about myself in third person real quick, but I just did. So what can I say? It's documented. But nah, this is how I like to practice and work on things. And the first thing is we got to talk about what is the difference between practice and a performance. A lot of people are confused about this.
Yeah.
Understandably. I was confused about it at a certain time in my life too. I've been playing music since I was 7 years old, so I was taught from an early age what it means to actually practice. And even then, there's levels to understanding what it means to actually practice. And certainly my conception of practice when I was 7 is much different and less mature than my conception of practice now, or even my conception of practice when I was in high school, college level, post-college, right? I've been playing the drums since I was in 5th grade, and I actually went to college to study jazz as a drummer. So I was constantly practicing and reassessing what it means to act.
That makes sense because, for me as an old skateboarder, riding pools at 52, and you know what? A lot of older guys say this now too. The ones that see my YouTube channel and are motivated to get out there. This is my other YouTube channel I'm talking about. And they're motivated to get up off the couch and get out there. They all say the same thing. I'm much better at learning now than I was as a kid. Maybe not better at recovering from falls. No, because that's not true. But something about the learning process, we're just better when we get older. So I'm sure Harry Mack is just killing it now.
Actually practice and work strategically at your weaknesses to improve, which is something that doesn't only apply to music, right? It applies to life in general. We all practice all the time to try to improve ourselves, or at least we should. When you're practicing, you're working towards a specific goal methodically, right? You're usually making a lot more mistakes because you're focusing in on a particular goal. On the other hand, when you're performing, you're less likely to make mistakes per se, because if you start to go in a direction where you're uncomfortable, you're just going to change directions and do something that you are comfortable with, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Another thing I used to say to my students all the time was if you want to sound great, you have to be 100% willing to sound bad, right? Because when
you got to take the risk, like at the skate park, if you're working on a trick, say like you want to get like a 10-foot long backside grind out of the pool, you're going to do that over and over and over again. You're not going to hit your whole run. You're not going to work on new lines. You're only going to hit that. You're going to fall twice as much, 3 times as much. But you're going to get there twice as fast, 3 times as fast, if you do it. Otherwise, on game night, you won't have that trick because you're not practiced up on it. You haven't spent the time and the hours doing it. I'm loving this. This makes total sense.
When you're practicing, you're not always going to sound great, right? Because you're working at things that you can't quite do yet. You're working at things that you haven't mastered yet. And you can always tell the difference. I remember in music school, I would sometimes listen. We had this shared drum practice room. All the drummers in music school had their drum sets set up in this one big room that we all had to share.
And I think that's honestly probably the difference between a younger person or a kid learning versus an adult learning. An adult knows that he's there to work on the problem at hand and to get better at the hard part. Where the kid just wants to get the flashy thing, dial that in and have that one flashy thing, and then the substance and the rest is just maybe a little weak. So I think that's what he's talking about.
So we would try to schedule it out. Right, so-and-so is going to be in here from 1 to 3. I'm going to try to get in right after him. Or, a lot of times it was like, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. so I can get in there and practice before anybody else and kind of stake my claim in the room. So, it was cool. We all had to learn how to work together and compromise and share that space. But when you were sitting outside waiting to get in there, you could always tell if somebody was playing or practicing. If they were playing, it sounded really, really great, right? If they were practicing, it sounded like they were working something out. So today we're going to try to, work some things out. This is an experiment. I've never done one of these before, so y'all are here for the debut. Welcome.
Sweet.
All right, so first thing I'm going to work on before I drop this, set up punchline, right? So this is a freestyle technique, set up punchline. I've talked about it a lot. The way it works is you target a word, right? In this case, I would target the word network. I'm using random word generator, by the way, because it makes this very simple when you're practicing. You're only looking to one place on the screen for the word, and it gives you the word in plain English, right? If somebody holds this up, if I'm rapping about everything I can see and somebody holds this up, first of all, I have to choose to rap about this thing they're holding up. I could also choose to rap about this other thing that somebody else is holding up. Or I could choose to rap about something in the corner I can see. So there's more of a choice that has to be made in terms of where I'm focusing my attention and what I'm going to rap about. And that takes up some of your mental RAM.
Dude.
Just deciding what you're going to rap about when you're looking around takes up some of your mental RAM.
No kidding, man.
So on top of that, another layer to it is now I have to choose what I'm going to call this. Am I going to rhyme with water bottle? Am I going to rhyme with hydration? Am I going to rhyme with drinking? Sipping, H2O, liquid, container, right? This can be a million different things. It's not clear exactly what it is that I'm going to be targeting. So again, that takes even more mental RAM, right? Not only do I...
He's genius level, you can tell. I mean, come on, man. What does this guy test like? Because he's got to be on the genius scale.
I have to look around and select what I'm going to rap about, but now I have to also choose from a long list of options what I'm going to call it. Now, it's most obviously a water bottle, so maybe that just dawns on you quickly and you commit. But still, it's not. It doesn't say water bottle written on it, right? So you have to use a little bit extra mental RAM to decide what you're going to call it. Yeah, and we're leading rappers to the slaughter while we're drinking the water, and we're going full throttle while we're sipping the bottle. But that's a given, so I didn't want to waste too much time on that. Okay, so the first technique is set up punchline. The way it works, I target the word. In this case, it would be soul, right? I put it at the end of my rhyming couplet, right? A rhyming couplet is just 2 lines that end with a rhyming sound. So very simply would be, yo, I'm about to do a little rhyme. This is something that I practice all the time, right? First line, yo, I'm about to do a little line. Or, yo, I'm about to do a little rhyme. Second line, yo, this is something that I do all the time. That's a rhyming couplet, very basically, right?
Sweet, dude. I'm glad to learn a little bit of this. So we got a bar, and that's a single line. And then we got a rhyming couplet. Okay, I'm going to remember that. That's 2 lines with a setup line first. Okay, good.
It's the most basic way that we can put, rhyming lyrics together or rhyming poetry together. This shit dates back to like Shakespeare and stuff like that. All right, so rhyming couplet. We're going to target the word, and we're not going to say it at the end of the first line. No, we're not going to burn it up and waste it at the beginning. We're going to put it at the end of the second line. Why? Because whatever goes at the end of the second line is going to be the most impactful thing that we say. We're building up to end with this final rhyming connection. The end of the second line is the moment that it rhymes. Not only that, it's the moment that you incorporate the random word, thus revealing that you're actually improvising, right? It's a massive power position. Anything you put at the end of line 2 is going to be explosive no matter what. Proof of that, anytime you watch a freestyle on Sway or Funk Flex or wherever you're watching a freestyle online, whatever, if you pay attention to when people react and go, oh, right? it's almost always 99% of the time after what's said on line 2 of the couplet. Very rarely would it be, after what's said on line 1, unless they said something so insanely crazy in line 1 that it warranted a reaction before there was even a rhyme, right?
It's like getting off before the climax, right? That may happen.
That would very rarely happen. You can say whatever you want in line 1, right?
It might.
Yo, I pulled up on a purple giraffe. It's like, what? Nah, I'm playing. I just said that shit to make you laugh. Oh, right? Even in that case, in that silly example, it gives you enough satisfaction to feel like, oh, that's the moment where it rhymes and it made sense and it culminated with that make you laugh, right? That's why we're not going to put the target word at the end of line 1. We're going to save it and put it at the end of line 2 in a really strong power position. We're going to quickly work backwards to set up something that rhymes with soul, right? That could be a lot of things. Pole. Every time I rhyme, they know I got the pole. People about to feel these lyrics up in their soul. That's a very basic example of a setup punchline couplet based on this word soul. Y'all with me? All right, this is going to be educational too.
You're going to have to chase me on top the rocky knoll. Maybe?
This is dope. Not only am I just, it's really, I guess, less of a practice session and more of like an educational session based on the types of things that I practice. So a lot of times the setup line will contain some sort of filler phrase like, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack, or hey, yo, check it, or this is how we do it, right? Or whatever, something that doesn't really mean that much or assert that much, but allows me the time needed to finish setting that up and then get to the punchline, which is really the important part. So you'll end up with, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. Y'all know I'm in control. Every time I'm spitting, I'ma bring it from the soul. Hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. Y'all know I'm catching mad wreck. Every time I'm spitting, they be loving every aspect. Hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. I'm dropping all the intellect. I hit you right on. I never do it indirect. Hey, yo, check it. I'm out here bossing. H. Mack copping lyrics from out the auction. Right? So in all of those cases, the very first thing I said each time I pulled up a new word was either, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack, which I became very famous for in the beginning, right? And still do sometimes. Or I think I said, hey, yo, check it. Another one I hear myself saying a lot is I'm on another plane, which became a filler phrase, right? These filler phrases come and go. You invent new ones and they accidentally get stuck in there and start happening too often. It's not the worst thing. It's not the end of the world. Filler phrases are kind of a natural part of
man.
Real, like, improvised freestyle.
So this is what I think was being misunderstood in my first and second videos, talking about filler phrases. I don't know the lingo to use, so it's just not there. And I think it confused and even made some of the Harry Mack fans, if you're still on this channel, a little pissed at me. And it's only because I don't understand the idea of the filler lines. Like, he's admitting they happen here. Of course they're going to happen, right? I mean, that's talent, right? You get hung up, pop in a filler phrase. That makes sense to me. Totally get that. Applies to skateboarding. Come on, man. What's a 50-50 stall? It's a setup line, right? Take a breath, get ready, go again.
Styling. You need a mental breath sometimes. So sometimes you have to say shit that is just filling up space and keeping the flow continuous. So it's not the end of the world, but we're practicing. We're focusing on weaknesses. We're trying to get better. So right now, I'm going to attempt, I'm doing what I'm feeling, right, one time. But when I'm practicing, I'm trying to reduce the filler as much as possible, which is very challenging because you leave yourself almost no room for a mental breath. So we're going to...
Because if he didn't do that in his practice, his library would be way more limited. And what makes Harry Mack special, I mean, from what I'm getting already, is the fact that he's constantly trying to upgrade. He's trying to download more of these phrases or filler phrases, or at least trying to, I mean, the more you have, the better, right? Like, what's in your arsenal? I got all kinds of shit, bro. Somebody told me in the comments that, I mean, I think I understood this right, that occasionally, if he gets hung up, he'll drop his speaker. And then he has like a filler line that helps him kind of save himself. And I don't see that as any kind of weakness. Are you kidding? Quite the opposite. I think that's like rad to know, like, oh shoot, I'm about to lose it right here. And I'm going to drop my speaker and then it totally interrupts my confusion. And somebody's going to be butthurt that I said confusion. Come on, let's not do that. This is amazing. I have said before in videos, I'm trying to write my own rap. I want to write like an old man, skateboarder rap for my other YouTube channel. I want to make a whole video to it. I've got like the first couple of chapters, and I'll tell you what, with this video link was shared with me today, I was all over it because this is going to help me finish my song. And you know, what am I expecting? To make everybody laugh. And that's perfect for me. I've been having a good time. It's involved the whole family. It's been fun. My kids are little, but we're having a good time with it. So, and I got Harry Mack, I didn't want to do it until I started listening to him, man. Thank you, Harry.
See how it goes. What I'm going to attempt to do is, goddamn, and they had to give me like the 6-syllable word. All right, Ferry. So I'm going to attempt to extract like some actual content, not just from the punchline word, but from the setup word as well. I hope I'm not getting too technical and losing everybody, but you know, you always pull some kind of content from Ferry, right? My flows sound magical just like a fairy. But you don't usually do it from the setup. You just say some filler shit. Hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. My freestyles vary. All of my lyrics are magical like a fairy. Well, what if I was able to pull and extract some actual content from the setup word vary, V-A-R-Y, as well? Different every time. My freestyles vary. All of my lines are magical like a fairy. Now we're getting to the point where, you know, it's basically, it's written bars, but it's happening on the fly, right? So that's my goal. And we're going to try this. Enough talk, man. I've been talking forever. Shout out to everybody watching this right now, man. Thank y'all so much for being.
It's written bars, but it's happening on the fly. I don't know what he means by that, by written bars. I don't know. Maybe you can fill me in.
Here. This is the type of shit we're going to do on Twitch. Baby, let's get it.
Dude, what is that makes him have that echo? That thing is cool. Is that what have I heard people talk about? What is that device called? That's pretty neat.
So let me drop the beat. Set up punchline with the goal of reducing filler as much as possible. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey. Uh-huh. Hey. Yeah, yeah. Ah. Yeah, yeah. Ah. Yeah, yeah. Ah. Notice I'm gonna switch the flow up a lot less. I'm not thinking about flow. I'm thinking about one specific technique, right? All you rappers are bored, stepping in the session just to settle the score. It's like they stabbed me in the chest with a knife. These rappers killing me. I gotta hold the game in my hands. Responsibility, throw you in the garbage. All you artists more trash. Mac bout to reign supreme. Check the forecast. They could study, but they couldn't do what I do. I be flying over heads like a bird's eye view. Right where my feet hit the ground, that's where I stand. Yeah, at attention, I'ma hold your command. I be on stage, mic in my palm, I will perform. You rappers embarrassing, you nothing but corn. Hit you like a missile. I'm spitting them projectiles, kick you out the area. Y'all are in exile. Get into the paper, grab the bag, get the loot. Every time that I be flowing, I be growing like some fruit. Like an animal, the way I'm busting out the cage. I could do it in the booth, I can bring it to the stage. People wanna feel my vibe and peep my essence. I'm about to wrap this up just like a present.
Man, he switches to word like so early. Like he's got that next line like fast.
Oh, with the game I be flirting. Check the way I put it together with perfect wording. That was a moment I wanted to say, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack. Right? I'm not going to say it. All right, check it.
Wait. No way. I got to hear that. That's awesome. How do I do that? Let's go back.
People want to feel my vibe and peep my essence. I'm about to wrap this up just like a present. Oh, with the game I be flirting. Check the way I put it together with perfect wording. That was a moment I wanted to say, hey, yo, it's Harry Mack.
Okay, so he had that little odd pause, right? So he was about ready to go. Dude, that's freaking cool. That's cool. Like, man, dude. Like I'm digging this video. And this isn't taking anything from a freestyle rapper, right? This is no way. Are you kidding? This is the talent. But I think it's so rad that Harry's just going to come straight out and admit it. Like, there it is. There it is. I wouldn't have noticed that. I'm not skilled enough in freestyle rap or rap at all to even understand, you know, like when he's getting cornered. That's amazing.
Right? I'm not going to say it.
But if you got a few fillers, you got that to fall back. That's amazing. There's hope for me yet.
All right, check it. Give me the injection in my arm, cause I'm sick. I'ma build the foundation, so check the way we laying bricks. When I flow, y'all know that I grow like a tumor. Rappers got me cracking up, it's straight humor. Throw my flows in the U-Haul, it's time to move. Getting better on the daily, we gonna improve. I be bending over, leaning, I be off kilter. I speak my mind freely, I don't even got a filter.
Is anybody else tripping on how fast he selects that next word? Like, so fast that I forgot what the word he's trying to use is. That's crazy.
Be the first place, blue ribbon, cause I'm winning. And it's been that way since the beginning. Shining like the solar, I'm up there with the stars. Crush a rapper in the red dust like Mars. I don't need to write it, I recite it off the mental. I gotta have a skill set, that much is essential. The cup is never half empty, mine is half full. AKA I'm positive while chasing my goals. Rappers, I'm about to kill them, they gon' meet their fate. Like your grandfather's father, y'all know that I'm great. How the fuck could they ever claim that he's not hot? Cause I listen to your flow, I'm about to eavesdrop. Ayy, like the Nile River when I flow, my levels stay high, I ain't never been low. Yo, my freestyles make you holler. Shout to Mikey Yeezus, just gave me $100, let's go. I be hurting y'all just like a blister. Yo, the track's my sibling just like a sister.
So what happened when he stayed on low for longer? Let me go back one more.
Like the Nile River when I flow, my levels stay high, I ain't never been low. Yo, my freestyles make you holler. Shout to Mikey Yeezus, just gave me $100, let's go. I be hurting y'all just like a blister. Yo, the track's my sibling just like a sister. Put you in the last position cause you about to lose. Making your selection, I'm the one you about to choose. I don't need no glasses, but I see it truly clear. I be blowing up, mushroom clouds, flow is nuclear. My whole soul's what I give. Gotta breathe these lyrics and that's just how I live. Like a waiter at the restaurant, Max at your service. I don't make no mistakes cause my flow it is perfect. I'm about to give you the gist. Hey, I'm about to read these lyrics off of the list. It's like that, y'all. Woo. Alright, we're gonna take a mental break.
Dang, okay, man.
Alright. Y'all fucking with me?
That's amazing.
You see what's going on here, right? Alright, so something was happening while I was doing that. A lot more than, you would see it happen in like the live stream tonight, which is the performance, right? I'm practicing for the performance. Every time, right? We're constantly practicing for the performance. Even if we don't have a gig booked or you don't have a stream on the calendar, or you don't know when the performance is going to happen necessarily, but we're practicing every day so that when the performance opportunity comes up, we're ready, right? Imagine if I hadn't been practicing every day when they said, do you want to freestyle next to Kendrick Lamar? I would have been terrified. I was terrified regardless, but I probably wouldn't have shown up. So, side note on the importance of practice. So what is the thing that was happening more just there than would have been happening tonight in the performance? I was going, right? I was making mistakes, right? In those moments, I wanted to use a filler phrase, right? Because I didn't have an idea. I just didn't have an idea. I didn't get the idea in time.
What? What? Mistakes? He didn't have an idea? He was, I didn't see any of that. The one time he called it out, I saw it. I didn't see any other time. I'm actually more blown away how fast he's switching to the next word. It's got me, and maybe that's just my unexperienced whatever. That's throwing me off, and I can't seem to concentrate on the rest because I'm like, how the hell, where did that other word go? And then all of a sudden he uses it in the next line. Meanwhile, it's like I'm feeling like there's some kind of delay, and there's probably not. His brain's just probably like working faster than mine, and that's not a surprise.
You're not always going to have an idea in time, right? When we're doing this shit live with a beat, it's like we put the clock on the chess game, right? We can't take as long as we want to come up with what we're going to say. We only have a very short amount of time to come up with what we're going to say so that it can be in the pocket and land in rhythm. We're practicing so that we can always have that idea at the ready. But of course, at times we're going to fall short of that, right? So normally, if that were to happen during a performance, I would just go off on some other shit, cover it up, right? A big part of performing as an improviser is knowing how to cover your mistakes up by turning them into something else. So as an example, if I was trying while I was performing, if I was kind of locked into this setup punchline and not really having any filler, but it came to a part where I didn't have an idea, I might just go switch the flow and start doing some crazy rhythmic shit, right? So that'd be like, rocking on the beat. When it comes to lyrics, man, they know I'm so discreet. I be in it and I win it, never timid. Mack about to go off, the flow bars, the lyrical show off. They hit you hard when I'm improving.
What?
Hey, now peace to the people who be getting with my movement. Yeah, getting cleaner, I change your whole demeanor. Right, so I started doing crazy shit. I started flipping the flow, saying changing my voice up, creating melodies. All really, really dope shit, right? Like,
yeah,
that stuff is awesome.
That sounded
That's like
good.
Essential. You have to practice that too, right? Flows and melodies. So I'm not saying that shit is whack. In fact, that's one of the best parts of I guess my style, right? Or whatever. I mean, I think that's one of the coolest parts. But we're practicing something specific right now. So I'm not allowing myself to go into that, right? I'm working on setup, punchline with no filler. And I'm focused on that. So either I'm going to accomplish the setup punchline with no filler, or I'm going to go and try to reset on the next one. But I'm not going to allow myself to go into, evacuation mode or go off on something else, and start switching the flow and doing all that fun, funky stuff. That's for another practice session, right? Maybe tomorrow I want to.
Well, that's how he wows us. So he practices this hard stuff to get this down, to keep so he's not getting jammed up. But the fun, exciting stuff is easy for him. It's done. It's filler. It's filler, right? The melody, what did he call it? The melody? Like, that stuff, honestly, that sounds cool. And I was wondering, I'm glad I got to see this video because I was wondering how in the world they did that. So yeah, God, there must be a tutorial on, how do you even get into that? Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I'm at the beginning.
To work on my flows and my cadences and my melodies and how to get really funky on a beat. And that's a whole other world that can be explored, but we're not in that world right now. And again, that's the difference between practice and performance. I'm practicing something specific to get better at one isolated part of the technique.
That's
right?
Awesome.
That's essential.
That is.
You have
that
to
is
break
awesome.
it into isolated
Man, he's
pieces.
smart. Dude, I love this guy.
If I can master setup punchline with no filler, like,
I'll tell you what, I was working on my song today with my 3 kids, my daughter 14, one son 11, my other son 7, and they're not throwing out a lot of help, although my daughter did come up with 2 lines, a couplet. It was sweet, on point. It's my favorite part of the rap song. And my wife writing it down as I'm trying to freestyle. It's fun. I'm gonna put the song on my channel for you guys. And we're all going to laugh. It's going to be super funny. But, man, we're having a good time. Family time, best spent. Yes.
To a black belt 9-degree level, right? If I can master that one piece, it's going to make my whole style so much stronger, right? But if every time I sit down to practice it, I allow myself to go off on rhythmic, freaky stuff, or I allow myself to go into storytelling, or I allow myself to go into a lot of filler bars that are just kind of already in my brain, it's cool. I'll sound good. I'll have fun. I'll feel good about myself. Yeah, I'm dope, man. I never mess up. But I'm not actually getting better.
That's the difference with Harry Mack and probably a lot of other guys. That's amazing, man. This guy's rad.
Right? And that's why even streaming, well, I might be getting a little better, right? But the progression will be very slow, right? So what we're trying to do, we're not trying to improve at a snail's pace. You feel me? All right, so let's try it again. I'm going to finish out this
That thing's
beat.
cool.
Same goal, setup, punchline, but we're trying to have no filler on the setup side, as little as possible. We're trying to extract actual content on the setup side. Let's get it. Yeah. Come on, hey, CEO of freestyles. It's a boss thing, running y'all down like it was Animal Crossing. Make them yell out, Jesus Christ, my gosh. I be on stage, I'm the one that y'all watch. Rappers got me snoring when they rapping, yo, they Boris. I be looking overhead, see the whole forest. Make it happen real quick, that's in a hurry. I'm judging.
Did he say Boris? Boris to rhyme with forest? Is that what happened there?
Be on stage, I'm the one that y'all watch. Rappers got me snoring when they rapping, yo, they Boris. I be looking overhead, see the.
Dude, that's cool. Like, I don't take anything from that. If you're like changing a word, or someone said in the comment section of my last reaction to Harry Mack video, they said that he might change the way a word sounds so that it slips in there better. And that's amazing because I don't catch that. As a spectator, I'm not catching anything like that, but I am blown away with all the rest. The obvious stuff, it's, yeah, man, your brain just I mean, does my brain work in conjunction with his brain and just make that shit sound amazing? How does he do that? It's the Borist in the forest. I'm loving this thing.
Whole forest, make it happen real quick, that's in a hurry. I'm judging all you rappers like a member of the jury. My lyrics hard like granite or an erection. Y'all out of line, I'm making me a correction. Greatest off the top, what I always been, y'all. Kinda like my brain has some hard drive installed. Never falling off my freestyle mission. I'm a great rapper and in addition, also a great human. My story, I be telling it. I'm working on the daily for the freestyle development. They will open
Telling it development, man. Sick.
up their hearts cause they loving me. Mack rapping, I'm making mad discoveries. I said they open up their hearts and give me love. Never hating on me and they never hold a grudge. I heard you spit the verse, I said that rap was cute, but my lyrics gon' get you twisted like the absolute. I don't need to write it down, I'd rather do it off the brain. I'll be here forever, kinda like a permanent stain. All up in this rhyme scheme I maintain, cause it just so happened to rhyme with entertain. Write it like it was a freestyle report. Got you staying late like we at the resort. Now river flows, that's the way it goes. Mack, lyric like a ball when I throw. Might get twisted, then I'm rapping bent, but had to cut the liquor out, too many accidents. They could wear a mask, I ain't scared of them. I'ma save the day, kinda like a heroine. I be winning in the battle. I go deep with the oceanic, y'all are shallow. All up in my head where the rain's formed. I'm about to hit you with the brainstorm. Kinda like a creek or river, how I flow. I'm like a yellow caution sign, y'all gotta drive slow. Rappers better pay attention, mind your biz. I'm about to show all of y'all what it is. Shout to Yuck Mouth, raiding with the party 27. Mack, I be sending rappers straight to heaven. I ain't just got one, y'all, I got hella zones. Lyrically, I stay connected like a telephone. There's no way they could compete with my niceness. You can't ride the fence, man, you gotta be decisive. Repping in this country, but I'm scared for the nation. We need less hatred and more real creation. Vomiting over tracks because I'm sick. Rolling with a chick, she look thick. Come on, we get swaggy on it, y'all know how we do. Mack, yo, I'm leaving rappers blue. I see Mack, yo, the ultimate filler. All right.
Oh,
yes,
man.
indeed, the practice session is in full effect. Hey, yeah, there's that air horn. We're making mistakes, but we're embracing the mistakes. We're celebrating the mistakes.
I'm not hearing mistakes.
All right, so does that, are y'all following me on that? Are y'all messing with me on that? The setup punchline, trying to reduce the filler.
I love that he's doing this, man, to teach us how to. I'm loving this. This is great, man. I know this guy. This guy's a nice guy. I said that in the last video. Nobody came back and said, "Yo, dude, you're right. You know, tell me something about his life." I kind of want to know more about Harry Mack.
As much as possible on the setup side, right? So that's what we're all about. That's something that I love to practice. And again, I told you, like I said, this is more of like an educational, me explaining my practice philosophy and the types of things that I work on. If I was actually just by myself in my room, not talking to you guys on stream, you know, just like in my space, in my sacred space, practicing, I would work on that a lot longer. Probably just half an hour, just working on that, right? And again, it's about isolating the individual pieces, right? It's about isolating the individual pieces of the technique and working them, right? And until you can really get in the zone with it. Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you so much.
Man, dude. Thank you, Harry Mack, for this. It helps a lot to hear him explain his practice and to understand how he's doing it. And you know, there's nothing to be taken from having filler lines. And I think that's where some people misunderstood some of what I was saying. I was just trying to understand it because I've never been there before. And I think that's probably where some of the confusion was. But Harry Mack, dude, I hope you see this. I think you're the GOAT, dog. You're the GOAT. I haven't heard anyone else, though, so maybe I need to hear that, but I'm trusting all of you guys because you're all saying it, and I believe it because this is remarkable stuff from such a nice guy, dude. You got me rapping as a 52-year-old. As a 52-year-old man, I'm having child fun with this. Little kid fun with making these beats. So, anyway, everybody take care. Love you.